I mean, Daku was a different idea. We always heard of one, we have never seen one. I'm kind of like robbing walls in the night. And I'm mostly, Daku's like always active at night. Daku was a temporary artist and not contemporary one. Daku's inspiration comes from street. I find it amazing that it's kind of everything's happening on the street, and on streets are kind of like more democratic. There's no rich and poor and like religion or any kind of, everybody has to be on street to go from A to B. Initially I started doing graffiti, and then after writing Daku everywhere in Delhi, but then I'm like, I also got a little bored of like just writing graffiti, and then I started kind of playing with people's mind rather.
अभी तो किसी ने देखा भी नहीं, लिखते हुए अपने आप लिख जाता है। और डाकू के लिए क्या बता सकते हो भैया आपको?
Who do I think Daku is? Poet on the walls.
Even while I was writing Daku, there were kind of stories which are out. Sometimes I would just ask an auto guy saying, what do you think, or like, have you heard of him? And they'll give me some random answers that, oh, it's like a gang of people, oh, it's like this. Somebody used to say that with this Daku, within a week there'll be like a daketi around, and it's kind of like that kind of gang who's doing this, and all kind of like various random stories, which I like because people were kind of making up stories, right? And so that was also kind of like playing with people's mind. This is where I was at Mother Dairy, and I hear like this uncle, दूध uncle saying the gas के दाम तो मतलब आसमान छू रहे type. So it's like almost like, you know, gas has become like a rocket, or even the thing itself has become so like as expensive as rocket, like, you know, buying a rocket. These are like a series with stop signs. Like when they made the stop sign, it was there was nothing here. So as if they really missed something, and I always thought like, you know, there could be like something where you can turn it and twist it. So I just had this like stop driving, stop honking, stop shopping, stop this, stop that. Like outside Select City Walk, it still says stop shopping. It's like this is on the same road where I kind of made a pattern with Daku, almost like a luxury brand inspired pattern. Which says Daku, but it also says Kuda. I mean, there's also like a Kuda underneath, and so someone who doesn't know kind of like reads it as Kuda. This was in 2011 when this whole Lokpal bill thing was going on. Everyone's kind of like wearing the topi and kind of like tripling on the bike and kind of, you know, saying Lokpal, but at that point I kind of like wrote it Blind Nation at that point, because it was kind of like really, everyone's kind of like really blind and just like blindly doing it just to be kind of like part of the protest. This was during elections, and the title of this piece is called Maddo. So up to you whether you give vote or you don't vote. You know. This is in Lodi colony. It's called Time Changes Everything. And at any point of the day you go and you see they're all in different positions, like all these things which also changes with time, whether it's durability or attraction or pick anything, and you see how everything changes with time. If you have an idea, streets are open. You don't need anyone's permission to do it. I've always worked on things which it personally touched me, or if I thought that I should like do something about it, then I would just kind of like go out and say this is my opinion on it. And I think that way walls are the medium where everyone can express themselves. I've been to like police station a few times. Graffiti artists are still an easy target for policemen, especially Delhi police or Mumbai police for that matter, or any police. It's like somebody in the middle of the night doing something. They look at how much the spray can cost, and if you see that like it's a 500 rupee can, and this guy is kind of like throwing like, you know, a couple of thousand rupees on the wall in the middle of the night, that means there's something to take from him. I think it's fun, much more freedom to talk about which you can't talk about as a normal person. People will probably look at more of who you are rather than like the work, and I think I want maybe the more work to be on first rather than who he is. Sometimes we look at things but we don't notice, and I want people to kind of like see it from different point of views, from my point of view at least.